Yo, what up? It's your boy Get 'em Jay. Check out my new single Alexander featuring Profect, available everywhere. Shout out to my guys Nate and Eric at the FiveTwenty podcast. Music meets ministry, and the indie artist takes the center stage.
On the bus, mama, tell me why they judging us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Profect. God bless you. Do me a quick favor. Go check out my latest project, 3 times, out now on all digital platforms. And also, check out my guy, Get 'em Jay's latest single, Alexander, featuring me. It's out now. So check it out, cop it, stream it, share it, all those great things. And shout out to FiveTwenty, man, where the music meets ministry and the indie artists take center stage. Peace.
That's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem.
FiveTwenty Collective, where music meets ministry and the indie artists take center stage.
Take a ride through my old town. Old me, old Sean, might need boats, cry oceans. Here float down my old child fear. So broke, no hope round here. Been trying to cope since like 01. Better slow down for your cosign, you like ocean.
All right, how's it going back on the FiveTwenty Collective podcast? I am Nate Shelton, and with me today, I have a special guest. Our very own Koshiz is filling in for Eric this month. How's it going, Koshiz?
Man, it's been great, man. You know, I get a chance to hang out with the big dogs and superstars on the podcast.
Well, it's great to have you in. Eric's got some family obligations he's taking care of, so it's awesome that you can jump in and fill in for him this month. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
So definitely, man, at OJ316 on Twitter, and I want to say it's the same on IG, and then of course it's just I am OJ316 if you go check out the Facebook fan page.
All right, so definitely go and follow him. I know you got some things coming up in the works. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in just a moment. First off, though, just want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this month's episode. It's Hit the Bricks TV. It's a new YouTube channel sponsored by our own CHH artist, Get 'em Jay. You can Hit the Bricks TV focuses on prison ministry, freedoms, bringing lighthearted, wholesome comedic commentary on TV jail shows. Go beyond the jail cell and get insight into what the system is truly like. Check out Hit the Bricks TV on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe for all the newest content. So go ahead and check out Hit the Bricks TV. Sounds like they got all kinds of great stuff all kinds of good content. So check them out and support Get 'em Jay out there. So Koshiz, I know you got some stuff in the works. You want to give the listeners a little bit of an idea of what you got coming out?
Yeah, definitely. So right now we are working on the mixtape, actually finishing up the mixtape. I don't wanna give too much out because a lot of stuff is still in the works. But we just finalized production from one of my favorite producers, Poetic. So he'll be doing the first single, and then got a special feature, really talented young man. I'm pretty sure everybody knows. But I'm kind of keep that part to myself. But definitely excited about the mixtape, man. I've only dropped 2 songs this year, so it's kind of like a don't forget about me type of moment. Like I hadn't lost and I hadn't went away. It's just I really wanted to give some music with some content, and I kind of got tired of just rapping to be rapping. So it was I really wanted to put my heart and soul into this entire project and really give people something to say, like, this could be classic. And then of course that's kind of the entree because I will be dropping an album in December.
Well, I am definitely looking forward. Of course, it seems like not just you, but a couple other people, artists out there. It sounds like mixtape is trying to make a comeback in the hip hop world, and especially CHH. So, of course, everybody knows that No Big Deal dropped one last year. So, definitely looking forward to the new music from you. Can't wait to hear what that is. And I know you've been dropping hints with us in our group chat. So, definitely excited to hear about that. A couple of things that I wanted to point out that's been artist-wise that have been dropping the last time since we had the podcast episode. A couple of projects that really stuck out to me. K9, a lot of people know who he is, kind of been around for a while. He dropped a new album entitled 45. A great album to listen to. One of the highlights of the year so far for me. I don't know if you got to check that project out at all, Osays.
I haven't yet, but I did. I got a chance, and big shout out to Eric. He had been telling me about the Gospel Gangsters, and Mr. Solo had dropped something recent, and I was like, "Oh man, I got to check it out!" And it was very, very pleasing.
Yeah, of course, Mr. Solo, one of the legends of CHH, and of course, unfortunately, he is no longer with us. So nice to get a last bit of music from him on there as well. So definitely go check that out as well. He did a project with New Wine. Also, a EP that was released in the last month. Newer artist Paul Hernandez. He released an EP titled Deeper Things. Really good project that he dropped out there. Again, I'm highlighting that one for the year. You need to go check that out. Lots of great songs on it. Manana, also the title track, Deeper Things, some good music. So go check out Paul Hernandez. He's been dropping a lot of great music this year. So a couple of things that I've been keeping an eye on myself in the music genre. Also, Jerry Mana hinted at releasing his first full-length album. So excited to see what he's bringing. Definitely a different vibe he brings to the CHH music space, so definitely keep your eyes out for that project as well. But
oh yeah,
just anything you have that you've been watching out there with the music there, Osays?
So I'm excited about the Mitch Durrell. I think I'm saying this now. I know he told me one time, is it Mitch Durrell or is it Daryl? He corrected me one time.
Mitch Durrell.
But, I know he has the album coming out, or project coming out. And I'm super excited about that. And then D. Reed also has some stuff in the work that he's kind of let me hear a little bit of. So I've been kind of just checking Spotify for release dates.
Yeah, D. Reed just released a new single with Koopy Trill.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's been a really good one. Definitely go check that out. Of course,
40 streams for me.
Of course, Koopy Trill is one of the up and coming artists in CHH, and he has released a couple of really great albums in the last 6 months. So, another, obviously, we've talked a lot about him on the podcast episodes before. So, just a ton of great music out there. And of course, with the situation with the quarantine, everybody kind of stuck at home, not able to do a lot. Artists have all kinds of time to release music, and let me tell you, every week there seems like there's probably 30 new singles being released. So, definitely enough music to keep you occupied out there.
I know that's right.
I want to switch gears a little bit. Every month we take a minute to talk about a kind of a devotional thought that we've been working on with a handful of us, and this month was an item that really stuck out to me. We've been going through a series that was referring to doing not limiting yourself to what God has for you, and something that really stuck out when all this was not limiting your dreams, and trusting that God is able to fulfill that vision that you have in your life. And, I don't know about in your life, Osays, but with me personally, with my venture into the Christian hip hop space, it was just something I felt that God was talking to me about. And of course, at the time, here I am, a 40-year-old white man with 3 teenage boys. Like, you really think this is something I should be doing? But, you know, I I talked to a few people, got some advice, and took the step. And now we've carried that into this venture with FiveTwenty Collective. And I can really say that, I can honestly say that with something that you feel is really on your heart that God wants you to do, definitely just follow through and see it through, and He's gonna do His way with it.
Yeah, I'm 100% in agreement with you. And I think we've had this conversation, me and you have personally, and a lot of other artists that I communicate with. Sometimes you have this vision of how you want it to go, and then you look at circumstances around you. You look at the finances that you have, the city that you're in, the following that you have, and you start telling yourself, there's no way this can happen. There's no way, like, I don't have but 100 Spotify plays, and I don't have but $100 in the bank, and nobody knows me, and, you know, I can't afford to get top-notch studio time, and you start giving yourself all of these reasons that God can't do anything. But then you'll read the Bible and you'll see that God was turning below average people into monumental figures, you know. And it's kind of like we so often forget that God takes the impossible, and that's what He specializes in. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, and especially with myself, because I know I dealt with that a lot last year, when things started to pick up, and then I kind of backed off, like, wait a minute, you know, like, I know I can't get as big as I want to get, so there's no need to be getting my hopes up. So, you know, a lot of times we put God into this box, and like, well, God's just going to have to make the best out of the situation that I'm giving Him. Like, He's going to have to make my $100 budget into a $200 budget. But we don't ever see that He can take that $100 and take you worldwide, because you're ultimately doing it for Him. So it's not you doing it, it's Him doing it. So someone that hears you will hear Him. And I think a lot of times we just put those limits on it, and it makes it really hard for us to do what God wants us to do, because, you know, we try to think logical, and God isn't really a logical God, because the things that we say are logical, He is outside of. Like, no, that isn't going to stop me. That can't stop me. That can't hold me back. Your logic is too simple for me. My logic is too advanced for you. So we're not on the same wave.
Right. And something that kind of dovetails with that was something I saw on Twitter a couple weeks ago, I believe. It was Fano, the CHH artist. He had started a conversation about the whole name it and claim it kind of section of the church. There's that, you know, the prosperity gospel type thing where you say, if you ask for it, God's going to give it to you. And I saw somebody in there say, you know, there's some people saying, oh yeah, you know, definitely you go out there and have faith and name it. And I saw somebody had responded that said, that is true in a sense if you're following the will of God and you're asking for things that are in accordance with His will, then He's going to give you what you're asking for, because that's what He has for you in your life. And that kind of holds back to my whole venture with, and Eric and I with this venture with FiveTwenty Collective, is just something we felt like God was putting on our heart to start and help out artists like you and other guys out there, and women that are trying to get a foothold in the industry. And it just felt like something that we just stepped out in faith and didn't really know where this was going. And honestly, if you talk to Eric, it's kind of week by week. Some days it's changing where things are going, and it's just been one big fun ride. And again, like I said, if you're following the will of God and it's His will for you, He's going to give you what you ask and the dreams that you have for your life. So, like I said, it was just something that really stuck out to me this week, and felt like it really ties into how we are trying to move in the CHA space with 520 Collective. So, just hope that resonates with somebody out there this month. But as we kind of transition now to our song breakdown, this month our song is from the artist Koshiz. It's titled PTN, newest single that he has released out there. And we're going to take a listen to it, and we'll come back and give our thoughts on what we thought of the single. So here is Koshiz and PTN.
Hey, yo, Mr. Cruz.
Okay, stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and style that you used to. I've been back in the lab, mixing up a new fab, but you ain't heard it yet like you're supposed to. I've been down, I'm a new food in town, now but the underdog who just woke up on my nap. Yeah, I faded to black, but now I'm back in the group with my hat's not back. I'm ready to check your bones, you've been asleep too long like a lazy time house cat. I'm the jerk trying to put my dog into a mouth. I'm a dog and all you punch Wayne, boy, this blows out. I'm a fish down in the ocean. Running up the air, I'm a dolphin, I'm releasing endorphins. I'm morphing, I'm beast boy, but don't play with me, boy. I bar my teeth at anything that seems to lead away from the truth, boy. I'm always on the hunt for a decoy. Digest it, take a second for a pop quiz, let me know who the best is. Tick tock, tick tock, tick 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 tick, time's up, guessed it. Limit in my head, but I'm making it loud. So round sound, getting it yours, I'm precocious, I'm coaches. Are you getting it? Cause I'm getting bored with this, and I think it's time for a float switch. Wave like a flow, back and forth, like a tide in the ocean. Gotta pick up where I left off, getting tired of all the commotion. What? Thought I was gone? No, you should've known, cause I didn't leave a note. But I'm back with a pad and a pen and can, ball point, click clack, yeah, I'm dialing in. Like an 11, leave a double tap, cold stone, cornerstone is my kingdom. His throne, can you imagine a unicorn? This is God's army, the devil's play, the gorilla war. You better come with the word and sword and check the AR-15 at the door. So follow the line, straighten up that uniform and get cut. This ain't no ROTC, this is the Marine Corps. Coming down with a feel like mass peel. Gotta get the setup of the script real. Gotta give it the guy, no take back. Gotta be a go-getter, yeah, it's like that. Keep up, gotta stay on this. Always ahead, but never a balance. I always go to Sonic, but I never go to Sonic. Red popping, hip-hopping is real ironic. I always make new sounds, I am always iconic. But now that you got this, let me introduce you to my goddess. Some days I'm walking on the way, I'm so good, I don't lose faith. Then I drop it from the light of day, reaching upward like a lefty. That's when I say, Jesus come and save. I got weakness, I got strength, amazing grace, and that's enough. In my right hand I trust too much. I use both when I pray, call it ambidextrous. Can I get a witness? Can I get a say? Can I get the devil off my back? Oh Lord, just take him away. Can I get some fitness? Can I get some strength? I got some angels who got my back. Oh Lord, praise the man. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Can I get a say? I got some angels who got my back. Oh Lord, praise the name.
It's time for the FiveTwenty podcast song breakdown, sponsored by
Show Me Christ Records.
All right, that was the new single from Koshiz, PTN, his newest release that he has put out there for everybody. Osays, you want to just give your initial thoughts on the song?
Yeah, so I love the beat, right? And and it really caught me at the beginning. I did kind of feel like the production, like the recording, production wise, recording, especially with the lyrics, I could barely understand some of it, so I can't really say if the lyrics were good or if they were bad, because a lot of times the beat was way louder than the voice,
right? And
then it kind of felt like he may have. It felt like he was rushing. Maybe like, I have this idea in my head and I just want to hurry up and get it done. So, my advice would be to kind of just take your time with it and slow down, and then definitely, get your mixing done. That is huge, because a lot of times what you're saying can be the greatest thing in the world, but if that mix is off and that beat is just riding on top of your voice and you can't hear what that artist is saying, it's hard to say, oh yeah, I like this song versus I don't like this song.
Right, and it's like you said, the mix can drown. If you have a really great message, if the mix isn't right, you're not going to get that message out there and miss an opportunity. For the most part, I definitely agree with most of what your thoughts are. The beat was good. The one thing I would say about the beat, I thought there might have been a better opportunity for some mix up. Kind of mix it up a little bit, change the flow, the tempo. The hook was okay. I didn't really feel like there was much of a hook. Maybe add that in there and kind of break it up a little bit. It definitely has a lot of potential to improve. Like what you said with the mix, there's a lot of work we can do to make that a little clearer so we can hear what is being said there. But I really do think, I'm not sure who it was that did the production on that, but the production was, I thought on that was really nice. That is kind of where I lean with that song there. Anything else you wanted to add to that, Osays?
I kind of felt like it seemed like he wanted to take it in a direction, right? But then he kind of pulled back, because I know on like the first, I don't even know if it was a full 16 at the beginning, but he was kind of rapping at a normal pace, and then it was like a pause where I guess the hook should have went, and then he just came in rapping really, really fast and really, really low, and it was like, okay, I get where you're trying to go with it. Like, this might not be the type of beat to use that cadence on, and I think that's a lot of times, and I'm not saying it like I'm just some expert or some guru, I'm just a fan, but I think a lot of times we try to force a cadence or a flow onto a beat, and it doesn't fit. And in this particular instance, on that second part, I felt like it didn't fit with how the beat was. But again, like I say, it could have just been that I couldn't hear it as well because of the mix. So a lot of times, artists will try to force something because they've heard someone rap really fast and they feel like, well, I need to rap fast to prove that I can do it. So, I always try to encourage people, like, if the beat will allow you to do it, then go ahead. And if you feel like you can make it happen, then make it happen. But sometimes you push too hard, and it didn't feel right. It didn't mesh together.
Right. So, and if, like you're saying, if the beat had kind of changed up with him, it would have made a lot more sense. But since the beat kind of stayed the same throughout the whole song, it really didn't make sense when I was listening to it to, pick up the pace there with the flow. I think it would have definitely flowed a lot better if he'd have kept the consistency, or even like we talked about, switch up the beat a little bit and kind of keep up with the flow that he brought to it. But definitely a good, nice offering there by Koshiz. And again, that single is PTN. So go ahead and check that out. Our song breakdown this month was sponsored by Show Me Christ Records. You can go, they are a St. Louis-based indie label, and you can go check them out at showmechristrecords.com. If you're an artist and you're looking to get your music on playlists, they have several different offerings that you can submit to, so go out there to showmechristrecords.com, submit your music, and get on playlists today. So, got a few minutes for some final thoughts. Anything you want to add for the folks out there, Osays?
Definitely, man. For any art, and I know you guys say this every day, but I just kind of want to stress it as an artist. For any artist out there that's confused about what to do next, man, reach out to these guys at FiveTwenty, man. And I'm not saying that because I'm on the podcast, because if you follow me on social media, you'll see me say this all the time. And if you listen to any of my music, you heard me say it in my songs. These guys are genuinely just good people that want to help. They're not asking you for anything. They're not asking for anything in return. When they do something for you, it's just Nate and Eric and even Jeremy, Servant, and reached out to me, who was also a brother that really helps out a lot. But just the whole, it's DJ Rod, I mean, it's too many to name, but just the entire FiveTwenty family, man. Like, for artists that are really thinking about, hey, I want to make this CHH thing a reality, start by reaching out to these guys at FiveTwenty, man. I can't stress that enough, because the connections that they will give you, the insight, the sometimes just the shoulder to lean on, like, you can't put a price tag on that. So, me personally, I'm super grateful for everything they've done for me, and I'll tell any artist that's in the beginning stages of their career that say, I just need to know what to do now, I would go straight to I would come straight to FiveTwenty and be like, guide me.
Well, I really appreciate hearing that, and I mean, that's like we talked about, has been the heart of us, Eric and I and the guys, just trying to help different artists out there, like you said, trying to get a foothold in the industry. Anything we can do to help you out, definitely hit us up. We have all kinds of options we can help you out with. FiveTwentyCollective.com is where you can get us at. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at @IM_Nate Dog. You follow me there. I keep up with all the newest music and whatever's going on in the CHH industry. That's where you can find me and follow me there. Also, hit us up at FiveTwenty CHH on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us there. We're also on Facebook, FiveTwenty CHH as well, where you'll find all of our content, and definitely check us out there. That's going to wrap up this segment of the FiveTwenty Collective podcast. Coming up is the insider interview with Eric Boston and Camille Grant. Of course, she is with, if you know that name, she was with Trackstarz and the Trackstarz team. She's got some great information to give out. So go ahead, stick around for that interview, and we will talk to you next month.
Hey, yo, what up? It's me again. Shout out to Jose and shout out to Nate and the FiveTwenty podcast, where music meets ministry and the indie artist takes the center stage. Check out my new single, All My Friends Are in Jail, coming soon.
It sounds amazing. It's just like the grace that saved her. Mama had me at 14. I really never should have made it. I could cry. You did what?
What's up, guys? This is Eric with FiveTwenty Collective and the FiveTwenty Collective podcast. I'm excited to let you know about the growth that's taking place here at FiveTwenty with our audio content, podcasts, interviews, just lots of great stuff that we drop on a regular basis. You can continue to find us on all the places you've heard us before, including Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and many more. But we're pleased to announce the continued growth of streaming platforms that we are on, including iHeartRadio. That's right, you can now find FiveTwenty Collective on iHeartRadio. Just go to the iHeartRadio website or app, type in FiveTwenty Collective on the search bar, and you will find us right there. It is, the best place to find podcasts today, and we are excited to be a part of it. That is FiveTwenty Collective on iHeartRadio. Check us out.
Yo, this is Orlando Presents, and you're listening to FiveTwenty Collective Podcast, where music meets ministry and the indie artist takes center stage.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Eric with FiveTwenty Collective and the FiveTwenty Collective podcast. I want to talk to you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way possible to make a podcast. Let me break it down for you. 1,
it's free. That's right, no cost to use Anchor. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. So if you want to get on platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and many, many more, then it's really, really easy, guys. You just set up an Anchor account at anchor.fm. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Again, make money, no minimum listeners. You're not going to find that anywhere else. It's everything you need to make a podcast, and it's all in one place. So go right now and download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. And make sure you let them know you heard it on FiveTwenty Collective Podcast.
Yo, it's your boy YJO with Enoch Flow Records, letting you know if you need beats, engineering, graphic design, website creation, Enoch Flow is the way to go. I'ma tell you why. Beats and engineering. All beats are produced by yours truly, exclusively with no leases. And I'll even throw engineering in there for you. Graphic design and website creation. Bring your next single, EP, or album artwork to life with DC Graphics, led by Damian Clinton, best graphic designer in the business. That's no cap. Get all these services and more only at Enoch Flow Records. Peace.
Welcome to this month's Industry Insider interview, brought to you officially by Bookkeeper247.com. What's up, and welcome to this month's Industry Insider interview. As always, big shout out to the Bookkeeper247.com for sponsoring our insider interviews. Make sure you hit up the Bookkeeper247.com for lots of great CHH content. Joining me now on the Trackstarz Podcasting Network phone line. Man, she just kind of runs the show, I think, at Trackstarz is what it all boils down to. We have the one and only Camille Grant joining us. How you doing today?
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm doing great. We're going through this period of the coronavirus pandemic. I pray that everyone's safe right now. And yeah, thank you for having me again, Eric.
Oh, for sure. We're excited to get you on here. Now, you know, we're going to talk about the Trackstarz side of stuff, obviously, but let's put that on hold for just a second, because you have another endeavor that you kind of head up, or well, you co-run it with Ashley as well, and that's purely Bachelorette. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and kind of how that got started and just what it's all about?
Yes, sir. So, Purely Bachelorette. We actually got started a couple of years ago. Not that far. We're still relatively new. But it's basically a business that incorporates a bachelorette party box into bachelorette parties or bridal showers. The kicker or the difference about this is that we provide clean and fun activities and gifts for the bride and the groom, essentially. So we were trying to bring back the focus on, preparing for marriage and honoring the union between the bride and the groom. So our concept is, it is new, it's different. I know, I'm not sure if a lot of men know the normal concept of bachelorette parties. It's usually kind of raunchy, kind of just like the fling before the ring, do whatever you can before you say I do. And we're just trying to just add a little bit more light and more positivity in those events. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but we just want to, spread life into it a little bit differently.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. Can you give us like an example of like what's something that's going to come in that box if someone purchases that?
Of course. So we're going to have a gift for the bride and groom. It's going to be kind of like a magnet that it has like verses and basically words of encouragement so that they can keep it on their fridge for their life. Just so if they're going through downtimes, they can refer back to it, so why they got together, what to do for the bride, what to do for the husband, just to honor them. So that's one thing. We have a Spotify playlist for Purely Bachelorette so that they can have a good time while listening to music. We also have advice cards, so you don't have to waste your time getting separate things. It's all included in there. We have actually a prayer activity, so the girls, they might not know each other, but they could pray for each other, and then they pass the card along and share what they want to say. Instead of like something where we put on the wall, instead of sticking something, a private part on a man on a poster, because that's a huge thing in bachelor parties, we're trying to change the flow of things where, we have blindfolds, you get to do some fun things, but it's kind of focused on getting to know who's in the room, the bridesmaids, and honoring each other. And it's still kind of like sticking something on the wall, but it has a different purpose. So that's another thing. We have a scavenger hunt activity. We have like questions to ask the bride that who does what, and then they have to say, oh, he does this, I do this. And it's just fun. It just brings the whole group together. So we have a lot of different fun activities. We have merch, so T-shirts. We have a wait T-shirt, so bringing that concept back to honoring the bride and groom, waiting before marriage, and that could be other concepts too. Waiting for your future job, waiting for what God has in store for you, your purpose in life, just the patience, essentially, that shirt. And other things too. So definitely check out www.purelybachelorette.com to get more information. And it's not just a box, it's not just activities, not just gifts and merch. We also are trying to do like interviews, like kind of like what you're doing, Eric, interviewing women, interviewing men who are married, who are single, who are courting, who might be a widow, like just trying to get some feedback from them so that we could help and encourage other women who are going through the same journey.
Cool. And then obviously you said the website there, but are you guys on social media as well?
We are. So Facebook, you just find Purely Bachelorette. We actually have a private women's group called Purely Bachelorette Sisterhood. So we just try to encourage each other a lot on there from other all facets of life. On Instagram, we're Purely Bachelorette. Twitter, Purely Bachelorette. We don't have like a Snapchat yet, or what is it called, TikTok yet, but we're trying to innovate a little bit more as we go along.
Yeah, definitely. That's what's up. So exciting stuff, guys. If what you're hearing sounds good to you, if you're, maybe about to get married, it's like you said, it's a little different from maybe a guy's point of view, but I know, like, if I'm putting myself back in those shoes, maybe I want to, encourage my fiance to do something that's a little more wholesome with that bachelorette party. So guys, check it out. Girls, definitely check it out, right? So
yes, thank you so much. Yeah, the guys, this will be a fantastic gift for your fiance, so definitely think about that.
That's what's up. And can you give them the website one more time?
Of course. So it's www.purelybachelorette.com.
Perfect. So make sure you guys hit that up. And once again, joining me on the Trackstarz Podcasting Network phone line, it is Camille Grant. We are very excited to have her here on this month's podcast. So Camille, let's kind of shift gears. Let's talk about Trackstarz. So for maybe the people who don't know, how did you get involved with Trackstarz, and what's your connection there?
Sure. So I've been a part of Trackstarz for many years. I'm not like the creator of it or anything like that, but my older brother, he's 6 years older than me. He's the CEO of the company. So of course I'm going to jump on like I own the place. No. I'm going to be supporting him every step of the way. And whenever he needs help with something, I love to, sacrifice my time to help him out as much as I can, because I really believe in this mission. This journey has been hard. Initially, not a lot of people knew about it or wanted to know about it. They thought it was from the devil. They didn't understand it. Had a lot of evil comments because, if something that's new, same thing with Pure Bachelorette, we try to promote it on this Christian Instagram just as an advertisement, and we got trashed. We're like, what are you doing? This is evil. Da, da, da. They just, whenever you hear whenever you hear bachelorette party, they think it's evil. So then anything connected to it, it's a bad thing. The same thing with Trackstarz. When you say hip hop, when you say anything with rap, they think it's evil in some churches or some Christian organizations. So they just cut you off immediately, when our mission is to actually see the body of Christ really work into that culture. And we have a lot of high quality godly content, so people just don't understand. So that was the initial stages. now that they understand this now, and it's over 10 years later, now we're starting to get people who understand it, want to rock with us and do more with us. So it's a lot of patience, a lot of prayer, and yeah, that's where we are now.
Definitely. And of course, when you're talking about your older brother, you're speaking of the one and only Mr. Sean David Grant. You guys might know him as Shantana. You know, if you right, if you turned in, if you guys checked out the first episode of season 2 of the podcast, you know, we actually got a chance to talk with Sean, and really cool guy. You know, and his sister's pretty cool as well. So
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. So, kind of walk us through, like, what is your role with Trackstarz? You know, I'm guessing it's probably changed a little bit over the years, but how do you describe what you do?
Sure. So initially, I was just like a cheerleader, just in supporting them. I wasn't able to go and see them all the time. I didn't have a car like a long time ago. It was like I think they started when I was in either early high school or late middle school, just really young. So I just supported them as much as I could, listen to what they had to say. So that was just my role, was just supporting and praying for them. And then as we got along, I was able to jump in for Trackstarz music. I actually have an album out, so I helped out with like a lot of music. Sometimes it's a little bit of beats, but that is long time ago. I'm hoping to produce more music. It was a little bit cheesy, but I'm starting to like research more. I love the Timbaland, the Pharrell beats, so I want to like really, really enhance my creativity with that. But that was in the past there too. And then I decided to, because I'm a fan of Christian hip hop, so my task that I'm doing even today is booking artists, booking guests, and it's great when I reach out to somebody and they reach back saying, yeah, I would love to be a part of the show. And it's like one of your favorite artists in CHH. So I've talked to Wande, I've talked to like the CEO of RMG, Reflection Music Group, trying to set up a time to meet up with Cannon or Derek Minor, talking with, like, it's like amazing. You get to see behind the scenes, the executive promoters to do interviews for Lecrae, for Triple E. So it's like I'm getting behind the scenes with the business side of things. I'm getting to talk to a lot of people who I'm fans with. Got to talk to Wande. Like, it's just amazing. So that is what I do. I also lead a Bible study. I took a little hiatus for the last few months just to focus on other things, but usually it's once a month. I do 10 chapters in the book. Right now we're going to start in 1 Kings. So from Genesis to 1 Kings, that's pretty good. Haven't let up with it, and it's been pretty fun. And then we posted on the private Facebook page for Trackstarz Universe. So just to honor people, try to come up. It's kind of like just a little nice Bible study, but it's a phone conference call interview type thing. So that's what I've been doing. And what else? Trying to, help out in any way I can. Whenever they ask me to do something, I helped out. Oh yeah, that's right. I helped you guys out too with Nectar. It's like a music distribution company that Trackstarz does right now. So kind of like DistroKid, but we have our separate thing for Christians there too. And you're doing an awesome job with that, Eric.
Oh, thank you. I'm, not as much as I once was because life's just busy, but no, it's awesome to see just how much Nectar has changed just over the past year and a half. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm kind of like wherever you need me, I'll help out.
So let's talk about the booking for a minute. Obviously, when you're talking about the type of booking that you are doing, it's a little bit different than, say, booking for like a concert, right? Because you're booking people to come in and be a part of the show. Now, are you looking at people who are just coming in, looking to be interviewed, or whenever you're booking people saying, hey, will you come and join us? Like, what's the role that you're looking at them in?
Yeah, so whenever I reach out to somebody, it's going to be for an interview. Whenever someone reaches out to me, is going to either be an interview, because it's like, oh, okay, this is a big name. I didn't know that they were even seeing us. So they will still get an interview. There are others where we might not know them, and that's okay. They're still always welcome. So we have an open door policy at Trackstarz where if you reach out and like we look and you're not, it doesn't have to be legit, but you're not a crazy person, we will allow you to come in. We'll give you our address, and you can either sit on the side and listen and tune in, or you could sit in on the table and co-host with them, essentially. So a lot of people might feel like, oh man, I'm not getting an interview. It's a waste of time. Don't do it. Don't think that way. Take advantage of this opportunity, because sometimes you might just co-host and just go over a topic or line for line, and you didn't really get to do an interview. But on YouTube, if it gets posted, sometimes those specific topics or those line to lines get really, really big, like over thousands of views. So you get that opportunity to just state your name, what you might do, and then someone can follow you that way or find you that way. So if I say, sorry, it won't be an interview, but still come on the show, take that opportunity.
Yeah, and I will definitely second that, because, I mean, before I got plugged in and kind of was able to be part of the team at Trackstarz, I was just a fan watching the videos, on YouTube and everything. And one really cool thing about it is, I mean, you guys have this as an opportunity, especially for independent artists, to come in there and I learned about several artists just from them being there and, like you said, being part of segments. So if I'm an independent artist and I'm like, man, I know I can get to Atlanta, it would be awesome to be able to go in and be around for an episode of Trackstarz. Like, what's the process? What do I need to do to reach out to you? And what's the correct way for me to go about trying to get myself booked?
That's funny. Okay, great question. So a lot of people like to utilize the DM, which is actually, it's been creative because I've actually done that to reach out to some artists to come to the show. So that is usually a lot of people's first step. It's not I don't know if the word is nicest, but it's not the most professional, I guess is the best way of saying it. But, I mean, people can utilize that, and if we come across it, it might take a couple of days or weeks. Don't get mad at that because we're busy. But that is a way, but I don't recommend it, okay? So the other option is you can go onto the website, so trackstarz.com with a Z, TRACKSTARZ, trackstarz.com. And on there, it has a contact section. You email it to them, and then usually the people who are in charge of that section emails, hey, this person is interested to come on the show. So I'm, again, the booking section to give you more information, whether or not if you can, or whether or not there's some complications, or we're canceled that weekend, stuff like that. So I'll be talking to you about that. So that is the best way to reach out. I don't want to give, I could give you my stuff it's like I can't find the website or whatever, I don't like doing that. You can reach out, it's fine. I am camille.grant@trackstarz.com. So that's the directly coming to my booking email address. So that's fine.
Okay, cool. So I go to the website, I fill out the info, I'm like, hey, I want to come. And then you're going to reach back out to me and say, hey, here's some time available, or I could say, hey, this is when I know I can be in Atlanta. So say we go through the whole process and we find a day that works on both ends and we're going to be there. You kind of hit on this a little bit, but I want to see if there's a little bit further we can take it. I get there, me as an independent artist showing up, what's your advice? What's the best way that I can get the most out of this opportunity?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So whenever I was there at the show and I would help out sometimes with the camera, or I just help out with the live video by holding the phone and talking to people online, I see people coming in, definitely shake everyone's hand. That's really important. Even the cameramen, even the people holding the camera, that usually does a good thing for everybody. It's not like you're just focused on the host. It shows that you care about everybody, the servants, all that stuff. Because I've had a talk with someone who was a cameraman, like, oh man, he seemed cool. He just never, reached out to say hello to me. He just was focused on them. So I listen a lot. I'm very observant, so just be aware of that. Also, let's see, really good question. Definitely listen to when they're off live and they're just talking and have a good time. Definitely go into the conversation. If you can even bring your CD. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with you having a CD just to let them know, hey, you can check out my music. This is what it is. I don't know if they're going to listen to it, but that's your perfect opportunity. You're right there in the studio to just share your music with them. Most of the time they do ask you some questions. Definitely be ready to have your own little personal side interview, even though it's not on live air on the show. So just be prepared for that. I think that's it. And definitely enjoy Atlanta. The city is nice. And again, of course, it's on shutdown, or you can't do much at this time. So right now, they're not even going to the studio. So if you wanted to do any sort of interview now, we couldn't do that until this coronavirus pandemic subsides. So the only thing that we're doing at this time right now is probably interviewing artists, really special guests remotely. Okay? They're just doing like a Skype thing right now.
Okay. Cool. And I will say, just to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying there, Camille, like once everything's, hopefully, back to normal and we're having the show in the studio like always, if I'm an artist and I can get in there, I mean, make sure you're using your audience in this as well. Promote Trackstarz, promote that, hey, I'm on the live show, take pictures, put it on your social media, tag Trackstarz in it, just simple things that I think is easy to not think about that can make a huge difference, just in gaining some new eyeballs, some new ears for what you have going.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point, because we usually repost it, especially on the IG story. If you tag us, then we usually tag you back on there. So that's very good exposure for promotion. And there's other good things. Yeah, sometimes you may not know, especially if you're just going to co-host with us, that same day, a very big artist might be on the mic. You can just sit in the back and observe this, and you're next to the artist, you're next to the special guest, and then hopefully you can talk to them and share what you do and what you want to, offer.
Yeah. And I think a lot of this applies to even booking for shows and that kind of stuff as well, like booking concerts. It's just all a matter of how you prepare and how you go into these situations, and I think it plays very well into that. But Trackstarz has done a lot for independent artists in CHH, so it's just a good thing to be able to support a platform like Trackstarz. And like you said, might not always be the opportunity you want, but there's still opportunity there that needs to be taken advantage of, for sure.
Yeah.
So
let me give you an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once, a year prior, or 2 years ago, we had No Big Deal and we had What Up RG. They were sitting around the table. They weren't as popular. They were just, independent artists. But we invited them on the show. They were very humble. They were very, very kind to the host and to people around them. And then a year later, when they got big, they were like, Trackstarz, what's up? And it was just like a family, because we knew who they were. And it wasn't like, oh, okay, yeah, now you could come on the show because you're popular. That's just not how we are. We always invite people who aren't that big now, so that we can encourage you, so that when you are big, you can encourage us with what you've learned. So it's just a roundabout cycle of encouragement and loving on each other, because we're the body of the Christ and we want to help each other out.
For sure. Now, another thing that you were talking about a little bit ago was the Trackstarz Universe, the Facebook group. Can you give us just a quick rundown on that and why people need to be involved and plugged in there?
Yeah, so that's Trackstarz Universe. So you can become a member by going on the website again, trackstarz.com. And it is just $5 a month. You just get more exclusive opportunities. So you get the Bible study, you get the host reaching out to you. Sometimes they do a FaceTime, doing a little meeting with you guys. It might be once in a while, but it's still, you get that behind the scenes, they might give you more heads up of this is what this year is going to look like. What do you guys have to help us out? Sometimes if there's a line to line, Chris might say, hey, what about this against this? What do you guys want to do next? And you could vote on that. Sometimes if there's like a future tour dates or future concerts, they might do discounts because they're affiliated with Trackstarz, the artist, so you guys can get cheaper tickets, stuff like that. So that is something I recommend if you wanted to join the universe. You get a lot more exclusive opportunities with Trackstarz.
Awesome, guys. So make sure you go to Trackstarz.com. That is Trackstarz with a Z. Join the universe. Get in those Facebook groups. Talk, maybe get plugged in on Camille's Bible study. Lots of great opportunities there that, not everyone takes advantage of again. So make sure you guys are doing that. So Camille, man, we are very excited that you joined us on the podcast today. Is there anything that's been going on that you want to make sure we talk about before we sign off?
Man, what's going on right now? Well, I'm considered an essential worker. I'm a veterinarian, so just prayers for me, because I want to help these animals, but I also want to be safe because I care about my family too. So that's where I'm at right now, just prayers for safety and protection of this country and the protection of the world, because this is a serious matter.
Definitely. And so, possibility that we'll maybe get some new music from Camille Grant at some point?
Man, I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know if it's because I'm timid or scared or what, but I've been wanting to for the longest time sing for video game composers. I don't know if you heard of Jeremy Soule or Austin Wintory, but they've made explosive, amazing video game music. So I don't know if you've heard of Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, just different things that has like more of like a classical component to the music. And you might have heard of singers behind some songs too, but that's what I'm passionate about. So that's what I'm hoping to do right in the next few months.
Cool. Well, we'll be looking forward to it. People want to follow you and keep up on what you are doing. How can they do that?
Sure. So my music artist name is Camille Priscilla. So you'll find that on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. I'm kind of open. It's Camille Grant, Camille Priscilla. Those are the big ones I go on. And you can even go on LinkedIn too.
Okay. So make sure you guys go out there, follow, support. Camille is doing a lot of cool stuff, that maybe doesn't always get recognized, but it is much needed, behind the scenes work for not only Trackstarz, but CHH in general. Make sure you support what she's doing, both on Trackstarz and with Purely Bachelorette. Check those out. See how you can, like I said, just be a support to what they have going on, because it's really cool stuff. Camille, we're thankful that you joined us this month on the podcast. Don't be a stranger. We'll try to get you back on in the future. How about that?
Yes. God bless you, brother. Thank you for the opportunity.
For sure. Guys, once again, shout out to the bookkeeper 247.com for sponsoring this month's interview. Shout out to the rest of our episode sponsors, and we will see you all again next month.
What's up, everybody? It's your man, Profect. I want to encourage you to check out my podcast, No Judgment Zone, with a very anointed man of God as my co-host. He's also my father in the faith, bishop, pastor, mighty man of God. We talk about anything. Nothing is off the table, but with everything, we sprinkle the kingdom on it, because that is what matters. We also have different guests that come from very different walks of life, but mainly people that come from the bottom for real. So you don't want to miss it. Every Thursday on Spotify. Check us out, No Judgment Zone. And shout out to my guys at FiveTwenty, where music meets ministry and the indie artist takes center stage. Peace.